Hey, here we are. What's up?
What's going on, man?
Oh, just fucking living a dream. I just pulled in my driveway about 30 seconds before you did.
So did the plethora of other people roll in?
Well,
or vehicles anyway. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody besides Cat. But
Davin's out there. He's cleaning snake cages. Davin's cleaning snake cages on supposed to be Saturdays, but it's usually Wednesdays. I think his calendar's fucked up. Like he's supposed to be here every Saturday, but it never fails. On Wednesdays, he'll send me a text and be like, "Where's all the trash can and all the shit?" And I'm like, "It's not Saturday." And
here we are again.
And here we are again. So anyway, I pulled in. He's here, which is great. He's taking care of the snakes. It's one less thing I got to fuck with. So it's a means to an end, I guess. And then Cat rode with me because I had to go get a big truck this morning. We are packing for the horror convention that is in the building that my comic convention is in. And today was what used to be my favorite day of the year. Now it's one of my least favorite days of the year. October 15th is the day that my tickets go on sale every year for Lexington Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. And that used to be my favorite day of the year because I used to just sit all day and watch back in the day.
I remember being up there one time whenever we were just sitting there watching the different countries and all that kind of stuff, which was wild.
But back in the day, it used to, the transactions used to go through PayPal, and every time somebody buy a ticket, my phone would go cha-ching, and it was the most satisfying fucking feeling in the world. But over the last few years, I just get really caught up in it, and it's like, well, sales are doing great, or sales are off by 2%, or whatever, and it's fucking day one, so it doesn't matter. We got 6 months to sell the damn things.
Yeah.
But I always judge how well we did at rolling the information out based on first day sales, and sales are good today. No problems. But man, people don't read, okay. So I'll just throw this out there. The ticket prices this year are the same exact ticket prices as they were at the door last year. So usually there's like a $5 increase at the door.
Yep.
Yeah. So instead of actually putting in a full price increase like everybody in the damn world does, we tried to just stick with what the at the door price was last year all the way around. Man, I comped out 20 other shows of comparable size to us. We're right there with where we need to be. But Lord forbid, one thing I did, we have a 4-day ticket, okay? It covers all 4 days of the show. It's like $150. It's hard to do anything for 4 days for $150. But
yeah.
But you'd think, number one, I get it. Times suck right now. It's hard to cough up $150, but it's also hard for me to rent a giant building for less than $150 for 4 days. But here's the thing. We used to call that ticket the 4-day VIP ticket. All it was a 4-day ticket that came with a T-shirt and a little gift bag. Mm-hmm. That is still what it is today. It is a 4-day ticket that comes with a T-shirt and a little gift bag. But we deleted the letters VIP off of it. And people are losing their fucking mind over it.
Those are important letters, man.
Yeah, it's like, why can't I get a VIP ticket? And why is this normal ticket so much? It's the same exact fucking ticket.
Why'd you leave VIP off? Just curious.
Because last year, people said, well, some cons VIP tickets come with a foot massage, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cool. Go to that con. Yeah.
And so we just thought, well, we just won't call it that. And it's the same. It's been the same ticket for 12 years now.
Yeah.
It's been all 4 days of the show, a T-shirt and a gift bag. Done. We give you the first 2 rows of seats at panels. It's the same damn ticket it's always been. But, man, people get caught up in the wording bad.
And I'm sure if you look, those VIP tickets that they're getting their foot massage aren't $150.
I mean,
they're probably $300.
Yeah, some cons have $1,000 tickets.
Yeah.
I have tried really hard not to go. I got to be honest. If I made a ticket that said it came with free ice cream down the road and a foot massage and a pedicure, and
somebody would complain,
and it was $900, somebody'd buy it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter how much how big a ticket we list, somebody will buy it. I was resistant to the fast pass thing for a long time, like skip the line or whatever. I was resistant to that because, you go to Kings Island, I always called it the dickhead pass.
Yeah.
You know, so this guy
love
bought the
that,
dickhead pass.
I
know.
I go to Disney.
Yeah,
I want to
get
get
it.
the fast pass.
I get it. Yeah, but so we added those last year, and people bought them, and I don't know. I almost feel dirty taking that much money from somebody, but you have to in order to do that because it's a big.
Oh, absolutely!
It's a big undertaking to have 2 lines for everything.
I think the thing that you need to remember though is from the other side of the coin, right? Like myself buying a ticket. If I could pay $50 or $100 and I can skip straight to the front of the line or have a discounted line, you know, a quicker line to see the people that I want to see, you didn't fuck me out of that money. You just saved my ass 4 hours.
Yeah, I get it. I do, and we added it, and people buy it. So I guess I can't. I don't know. I like I said, I get so. I shouldn't because we're talking about thousands and thousands of people here. But if 3 people are pissed off on Facebook, it eats me alive.
Yeah.
It's like, I hate to say it this way, and I'm sure you've experienced this in what you do. It's the most unfulfilling thing in the world to try to do something really good for a bunch of people and then 4 people on the internet shit on you over it. And I'm not whining.
Because those 996 other people
I know
aren't going on and saying, hey.
Yeah, they're not going there and saying, hey, this looks great. Yeah,
but I'm sure you got your side of that. But I think that's just human nature, and I think that it's one of the things they talk about with athletes all the time, right? Yeah. Is that you can't be on there looking at what people are saying about you,
right?
Because it's a cesspool.
He's a bum.
There's a cesspool. Yeah. That's their whole life. They're sitting there getting off. Just as much as you're painstakingly taking it, they're getting off with the fact that, like,
I'm tearing this motherfucker down.
Maybe somebody will lose their job, or something like that, or somebody's going to get their butt tore because of this. But, I think because I think the people that are truly doing that from a perspective of like, hey, they would quote unquote want to be help or just say they're going to find somebody that works at it and go, that's what I would tend to do. Like if I was like, hey, you could probably use a few more people. I went into Smoothie King twice this week to get a smoothie.
Yep.
Twice they've been out of yogurt.
They fucked you.
And I'm like, you got one job, man. And I come in at like, I don't know. One time I came in at 11 in the morning. One time it was 2 in the afternoon. So I didn't get there right at close. And you're a smoothie place and you're out of yogurt. So I was like, all right. The other day, I stood in line for a Dollar General store. Went in Dollar General store. They had one lady working there. The line was literally wrapped all the way through aisles. And we're just standing there. And then, this one couple comes in and they're like, don't need to use this coupon. Can I get your Wi-Fi? And she's like, we don't have Wi-Fi. He's like, and he's got, I don't know, 8 or 9 shit things up there. And then let me walk outside. So he's outside for like 10 minutes, finally gets his coupon. He's coupon. Downloaded.
Clipped, he's coupon.
Another guy had been there. He was like, how y'all doing? He said, and she's like, well, what do you mean? We just saw you about an hour ago. And he's like, yeah, I decided to go ahead and get the rest of the cans that were on the shelf. He had 2 rooms in his house that he had full from the floor to the ceiling with canned goods. I know that's a hell of a tangent, but I mean that one I just ended up walking out. I was like, whatever.
Well, it's become the Dollar General. I think it's corporate policy that they have 1 or sometimes 2 people in the store at all time. They're running those stores. The stores aren't huge, but they should still have 3 or 4 people working.
Yeah.
And I guess through COVID they figured out they could run them some bitches with 2 people, and sometimes they have 1 person working the floor and 1 person working the register. And if somebody's taking a shit, buddy, there's just 1 of them in there.
Yep.
And I guess it's probably done miracles for their fucking cost of labor.
I bet
and Lord love them. They're trying to keep the fucking margins tight. But, but you think about a Dollar General store, which are now built out in the middle of nowhere. There's like 7 of them in Olive Hill, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
But they're built out in the middle of nowhere. They have some money in the store every night. Why aren't Dollar Generals getting knocked off more? I mean, why aren't people?
You just put a target on our back.
Target on Dollar General's back. Next time one gets hit, they're going to come to us. Anyway, there's an idea for you. No, it's not an idea.
Abort.
Sorry, I'm an asshole. Abort. Sorry, it makes me an asshole. Fucking Dollar General.
But yeah, yeah. You know, like, well, the funny thing is Route 7, which, you know, of course nobody on here is going to know, but it is about a rural road as you can get in eastern Kentucky. It's out there in Greenham. And there is nothing out there except
Dollar General.
For an old gas station that's like literally one of those where you have to lift the little lever up to get the pump and you have to go in to pay, and, you know, it has a little thing.
Love those.
That and a Dollar General 8 miles apart on that road at the end of each part of it.
It's, I don't know. We're at the point in the world. We're in Grayson, Kentucky. If it wasn't for Dollar General, you wouldn't be able to go buy anything, though.
Yep.
Like there's
that's
not
your grocery store.
Yeah,
that's your convenience
it's everything.
store.
They've put, you know, people bitch about Walmart putting places out of business, but there's not a Walmart in Grayson. The only place to go there and buy, let's say, fucking a dish towel or a pair of socks is Dollar General. That's it. And they've done an amazing job at filling that niche, I guess.
They've become the new general store.
Yeah,
you know, the old general store that you had whenever. Exactly. You know, so it's essentially what they've become.
Yeah, they did what they were supposed to, I guess. What else going on? Oh, update on the Texas land saga. I still want it. Ryan got me a bunch of information on it. I'll let him cough that up. But I think we still want it. I really do. But what's about to happen here is I'm about to tell Ryan he should make him a lowball fucking offer on it. And he's going to say, nah, man, I don't think they'll take that.
Well, the good thing
and
is,
they probably won't.
Yeah, I am licensed in not licensed in Texas.
Oh, so you can't make him an offer?
No, I will be basically hooking you up with somebody
how
out
does that
there.
work?
Essentially, it's a referral.
Oh, will they pay you for it?
Yep.
Oh, well, then what the fuck's the difference?
Because I won't be anywhere on the contract.
Oh, and also
they're going to give me a referral for your name and contact information, basically.
Okay, and also, if I act a fool and lowball them, it does not reflect poorly on you.
Well, it sure does. I connected you.
It doesn't matter.
But
you think I'm just some asshole. You don't know me.
But
we're good cop, bad cop this shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because she asked if I would come out, you know, because she asked if you'd be coming out there to look at it. And I said, you know, more than likely. And I'd probably, we talked about possibly going out there. I think it'd be cool to see it anyway.
Yeah, fuck it. Ain't got nothing else to do next week.
Yeah. Well, I'll be gone next week to Miami.
I got to wait till you get back.
But yeah, all they can say is no. But
I mean, here's where I'm at. I'm still at, there aren't that many fucking people wanting to buy 70 acres of desert.
I think it's probably a little bit more of a demand than what you thought. Because I went and looked some sales up and looked, and the price was pretty right on with where it should be. I mean, I still think there's a little bit of meat on the bone there, but I think because I got development going on.
How long is like?
But it's been on the market for a long time.
108 days.
Yeah. But that's not obscene because the only person buying that, number one, is an investor that's looking to possibly develop it.
Or a guy that likes snakes.
You're the anomaly. You're the white raccoon.
Fair enough.
You got it there.
Yeah. I think I'm going to shave this week.
What color is your hair before it turned gray?
Fuck you. I went and got a haircut the other day at the new place in town that, Lord, don't tell my normal guy. He'll cut me. But anyway, and I'm not sure I like it. I'm looking at it in the camera here. He faded me up really good in the back and stuff, but he left it a little long on top. Left my beard a little.
Did he do the beard?
Yeah, he trimmed it up, but it ain't very trim.
I would call that a poor job.
I would too.
Because it's longer in the front in spots. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to shave. I'll shave it. I
think it'll be cleaned up. It's not bad as the shaping, but it's just doesn't look like he quite knew what he was doing with it.
I'll fix myself. I'll groom myself later. I'll try next week. I'll try to be more presentable here. I guess. Anyway, what you got? Hit me.
Oh, you're ready for the question?
Well, sure. Why not?
All right. What is the most ridiculous thing that you've ever done to impress someone? And this could be an old girlfriend. It could be your parents. It could be a vendor. It could be one of the celebrities that's come in. It could even be your kids.
When I couldn't afford it, this is the most ridiculous. When I couldn't afford it, I took a girl on a date where, I call it a date, but this was 3 days, where we flew to Fort Lauderdale, went out to eat, spent the night in Fort Lauderdale, and flew home.
What date was that?
And I couldn't afford it at the time, but I did it.
Like, was that number 2, number 3?
No,
You'd been in there a minute?
We've been in there a minute.
Yeah.
That girl is the mother of my first son now. But we literally just...
So I get it paid off.
Yeah, for her. No, I probably didn't for her either. No. But anyway, that was... And I don't know specifically that was done with the actual intention of just, fuck it, I'm impressing her. Or if it was just right place, right time, had the opportunity to do it, seemed like the right thing to do.
Pulled the trigger.
Fuck it, do it. So we literally just flew to Fort Lauderdale, went out to eat at a place called Shooters. I spent the night, flew home. So that was pretty outrageous. Gosh, we've done all kinds of stupid things to impress people at the con. Not necessarily to impress people, but that business is built on hospitality. So if you don't do hospitality right, what the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah.
But if I remember, we had John Barrowman as a guest one year, and it happened to be his birthday that he was there. So during his panel, we got a big cake baked and took into the panel for him. And that was always the plan, that we were going to get him a fucking cake. And then I forgot to get the fucking cake. So 10 minutes before the panel starts, it's like, where's John's cake? I'm like, fuck, I forgot. So I took off at a dead run through the hotel into the fucking kitchen of the hotel and said, I need a cake. And they coughed up a whole fucking cake, and he said, well, we sell it by the slice. I said, I'll buy them all. Yeah. So we got the cake, got it all hooked up and delivered to his panel, and he thought that we just
You'd planned that for
had
weeks.
planned that for weeks.
Yep.
And that shit. I don't know. It's always something with that scene of this person would like to have this, or this person would like to have that. But the most enjoyable ones are the ones that you just kind of find out and get to. It's not something they ask for.
Yeah.
Those are. I like doing shit like that for people. I like having somebody, even that's only moderately famous in their own mind. If I can have somebody in town and impress them with something cool and let them leave with a story that, hey, they treated me right in this town.
Yeah. I
like that. I don't know. Gosh, what have I ever done to impress? I don't know. Girls, not much. I'm a horrible date, quite honestly. I did take April to Florida the one time. Man, I don't know.
That's funny. You shot your load on that in 20s.
Yeah.
In the early 20s. Right. And done.
Yeah, done. Yeah.
Somebody told me to do something big.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably a horrible date. I do like to I've been married most of my life, so I never really had the kind of relationship with my ex-wife where we were really like trying to impress each other or whatever, you know.
Well, I mean,
we were just living
when you all got together.
Yeah, we were just living and building our lives. And most of the things probably that I ever went out of my way to impress people by doing was before I could really, because if you think about it, it's the thought that counts. So it's doing something that is outside your means or outside like I can go eat it. I can go eat the best steak in town tonight and not care and eat it again tomorrow night. But when you don't have two nickels to rub together, going to eat the best steak in town's a big fucking deal, you know?
Yep.
So there's a little perspective there. So I guess maybe my ex-wife, I remember buying her a pretty nice piece of jewelry, like on second or third date, and she was impressed by that. But I don't know. I'm not. I think anybody in my orbit now will tell you that I probably don't go out of my way to fucking impress anybody.
Yeah,
I'm one of these people that I kind of am who I am, and if we're meshing very well, ideally, then we're both being impressed every day. You know, at what each other are doing. I don't know. What are you thinking? What you got? I mean, what have you done?
To me, I think you nailed it. I mean, you fucking went to Fort Lauderdale for a night.
That was the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, but
that's why I said ridiculous. So I mean, that nails it.
That was kind of.
But no, I think I'm somewhat similar to you. I mean, there's
That was in 1995, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that I've done. I mean, there was one time where I had a gentleman that worked like the evening shift, and I went out and showed and sold a property at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That I don't know that I necessarily did that to impress him, but probably if I was being fair to myself, probably some level of that's like, yeah, look at me. I will do this.
Fuck yes, I'll do it. Yeah. And you impress yourself with it too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of those. I was like, oh, what did I do
I'm
that?
going to make some money at 1:30 in the fucking morning.
But but yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm sure other people would probably say I make grand gestures because I really do try to do certain things, and I try to surprise, and there's stuff like that. I mean, whenever we were doing my grandmother's house, Tristan said something about wanting to swing, and I had already done everything I could possibly do financially, but I went and got a porch swing because after I started thinking about it, one of my best memories, because she, like I said, she's going into my grandmother and grandfather's house as a kid, all the way through my 20s, 30s, 40s, was there was always a porch swing out front. So you go there in Christmas and you're like, oh, when this is a 950 square foot house, it's tiny. We shoved 35, 40 people in there, adults, into like the living room and the dining room. So like in 500 square feet for Christmas, and love it. But at some point you're going outside and kind of sitting out there, and there's different things where there was, smokers and that.
Yeah. Have you heard the comedian talking about that's how you used to solve problems at family dinner was you hit Aunt Loretta's out on the porch smoking a cigarette just to keep her from stabbing Uncle Luther, whatever. That's what you had to do. You had to rotate to the front porch to smoke a cigarette.
I think that was probably, I don't know. The more, as I get older and the more I think about it, just looking back and thinking about how freaking there was never we never had a holiday to where there was a blow up, which is just insane that, you have a family that is, and we're talking all together. It's like all of my aunts and uncles, all of the kids, all the grandkids, everything. And there wasn't any true blow-ups. I mean, the worst would be maybe the kids get into a little bit of argument because somebody doesn't want to go play or go swing or something, so.
I don't really remember any in growing up in my family either, and that is fucking amazing to say out loud because they all, craziness. I don't think the holidays bring people together like these. That makes me sappy, or it makes me an old man, maybe.
It makes me sad because that was one of the things that our family, entire time my grandparents were alive, Christmas Eve, period, end of discussion. Everybody was there, all the kids, grandkids. Then it got a little bit tougher as some of the grandkids got older, but we always somehow pulled it off. And then the very first year that my grandmother's gone, well, we're not, do you think we can do it a Sunday before? Just everything kind of got real loose, and everybody has valid excuses. There's people working in different states and things of that nature, but it just was sad because it was literally the very first one. Suddenly, all the different ways you could somehow figure out a way to manipulate your schedule went away, and it was just sad. It wasn't. I felt like anybody didn't do everything they could possibly do to try to make it happen, but it was just probably a smidge easier without that anchor there, and it was depressing. It's
going to be the same way with my family this year, and I know because my grandmother was the single thread that held everything together. And now that she's gone, I'm sure there'll be no more Christmases in that house, at least, or with the extended family, which sucks. Really does, but we've all kind of had our own lives for a long time, and it was an excuse to get together because grandmother wanted to, and it was great. But I think that's probably pretty much coming to a close.
But I guess that's also, like you said, a product of us getting older because at some point, our grandparents, probably to some degree, had that same little separation to where it's like, oh, I'm going to have we're going to go to grandpa's house. And eventually now that shifts is like, okay, we're going to go to mom and dad's.
The
and now
traditions have to evolve. They have to change. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Getting old is, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's wonderful. Like I'm getting old and kind of setting my ways and do what I want to do, and fuck it, I don't have to answer to anybody. But in other ways, you know, you lose that. You lose the magic, I guess. Especially with the family thing. I don't even know where the fuck I was going with that, but yeah. Anyway,
God, we've been
fucking getting old.
Took this in a downer.
I hate getting old. No, I don't. Fuck it. I love it. I'm also bipolar. Oh well.
I think getting older is tricky, and I know exactly what you're saying, because I mean, I like and appreciate where I'm at in my life and how I feel about myself and the people that I have surrounded by me and those things. But there's also like the realization, like with some of the moving stuff, I couldn't help. My back is done. Mm-hmm. You know, I couldn't, and nobody but it's just like you're sitting there. It's like, okay, I'm glad that I can't lift, but then again, I'm also like, fuck. You know, I really can't do this. It's not an excuse. I really can't do it. And that realization that there's some times when we were playing our little virtual golf last night, we were talking about, we've had somebody, you know, kind of talking about how good they are in basketball. And we're like, could we still hoop? Yeah. You know, and they were like, and then my point was like, I think I could probably give you a good few hours. I wouldn't be able to walk for the next week or 2 weeks. Yeah. But I think for the moment of doing the activity, I'd probably be fine as long as I don't, you know, blow an knee out or something to that effect. But that realization too of like, I used to play basketball all the time. Used to play tennis at least 3 to 4 times a week. Usually play basketball 2 times a week. And this was up until I moved back to Ashland. So, you know, in my 40s. And I don't know that I could do that now. And
you play tennis?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I didn't know that. Like, who the fuck do you play? Did you just call somebody and say, hey, let's go play tennis?
I was actually ranked number 1 in the Southeast region for my...
Oh, now, Horde.
I was.
Fucking tennis pro over here.
I was for like 3-0 and 3-5. I was, which was, they have like these little rankings. It's like 2, 2.5, 3, blah, 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 all the way up.
What's that mean, 3-0, 3-5?
It means I'm basically a little bit above average player.
Oh, okay.
You know, like beginner would be 2.
Okay.
2.5 is a pretty good, decent player that can basically hit it back and forth across the net. 3, you're in some good freaking competition. You get to 3.5. Every half, once you get to 3, is a pretty big jump. But yeah, so no, whenever I was in Lexington, I was a member of the Lexington Tennis Club down there. I played in 2 leagues through that. I played in tournaments every weekend because there's USTA tournaments. So the United States Tennis Association has an amateur arm.
Okay.
And it's called the USTA. So we had USTA sanctioned leagues and tournaments, and then they would take all these information for these tournaments and plug them in. And depending on how many tournaments you played and how many matches, blah, 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 and how everyone was ranked, you would get this specific ranking within a certain region. Because I would go played tons of tournaments in Kentucky and Louisville, Lexington, out throughout the state, and I go to Indiana, Ohio. And
did you ever get your ass handed to you by a kid?
Now, I tell you the funniest thing, I didn't ever get, like, if I got there was one time where I played a kid that was about 10 or 15 years younger than me at the time, and I ran him out. I was in the best shape of my life at that point. The one that got me was I played this old dude, and I call him old dude. He's probably the age I am now.
Yeah. But you were probably 25. He's probably 40.
Yeah, I was probably 30. I was probably 35 at the time, and he was probably 50 or whatever. Yeah. And I was just overpowering him because I had a really strong ground game and serve. And he was like, and he tried to do that with me, and I was like, boom, it's 4-0. I was just wearing him out, and he was the same level player as me, so he won just as many matches as I had. I figured out why he had done that. He was like, okay, young buck. Boop. He immediately starts popping him up, which just eats my ass. I'm like, let's just play, dude. You know, if you can't beat me, that's cool. Well, he beat me. He ended up coming all the way back and beat me by hitting lobs. He was hitting lob shots, and I'd go back and I'd crank it, and he'd go, boop. And all he was doing was just blocking it. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
So he out-strategized.
He 100% out-strategized and whipped my ass when it was all said and done.
That's why old guys sometimes, that's where old guys come in. Sometimes.
Yeah, because I'd probably be that guy now. Yeah. On the other side of that.
I'm just going to play the easy game. Yeah.
Just keep her in play.
I don't know if I ever told you a story. I taught my kid to play chess when this is my oldest son. I taught him to play chess when we were, he was probably 6 or 7 or 8. I taught him kind of the rules of chess. And he and I would play just now and then, just often enough where eventually he beat me. And I thought, well, that's pretty fucking cool. And then he beat me again and again, and I quit fucking playing with him. So I was like, you can't just let your kids beat you at shit.
No,
you can't let them get that shit in their head.
I used to beat Bryce at tennis, and I mean, he still now to this day he says he remembers the very first time that he beat me. I mean, it was years. Like we were both well into adults. I mean, he's 28, so he's probably 22 or so, whenever he beat me. But he's like, I remember it.
Yeah.
And he still lives by the same credo. You don't fucking let anybody win. Yeah. What is that teaching somebody? Nope. Yep. Dixie's the opposite. Dixie's like, are you really going to sit there and beat your kids? And I'm like, you're damn right I am. Yep. Let them earn it.
Fuck yeah. Smack that fucking ball out their hand. All right. So I was thinking about this today, and this goes in line with my tickets on sale thing and listening to people bitch all day. I know you've been to a bunch of, hold on, drop my marker. You've been to a bunch of concerts. You've probably been to a bunch of sporting events. You bought a bunch of tickets in your day. So that's not something that bothers you. I know I don't know how much you eat out or whatever. But anyway, what's the thing that you are just a fucking absolute tightwad about? Like you'll spend money, you'll spend $300 fucking dollars to go ride a fucking roller coaster or whatever. But what won't you spend $2 fucking dollars on?
100% if it's for me.
Just anything for you?
I will search the internet to save $5 or $2 to find the cheapest deal for anything I'm going to get for me. Now I'll spend money on my business. I'm not a tightwad on that. I don't spend ridiculously, but if it's something that's going to improve my business, or if it's something that Dixie or the kids, before they were adults, I would spend on them. But I'm a fucking tightwad. Dixie is on me all the time. People will see the car that I drive and think, oh my, he spends on that. He'll spend money on a car. The only reason I do that is because I lease and I can justify that that's a business expense. So as soon as, if I ever decide not to sell real estate or I'm not self-employed, guess what? I'm not driving.
You're back in the fucking Toyota Tercel.
Yeah. So Dixie's really pushed on me to try to get better at this because she knows how hard I work, and she's like, it's your money, you deserve it if you want, if there's something. But yeah, I because like you said, with tickets and concerts, that's one situation to where I will, as long as Dixie's with me. Now, if I'm going to a concert myself, I'm probably not going to splurge, but like when we go to shows, like we like to go out to Vegas and we'll go to shows. We don't go out there and gamble that much. I'll usually buy first 2 or 3 rows. I'm going to always upgrade those tickets and kind of get in the best seat to have the best experience. Same way whenever I go to games or concerts, I'm probably, if I'm going to spend money to go to a concert, it is, I don't like the scene of a concert. Yeah. So if I go to one, it's going to be like somebody I really want to see, like the Counting Crows or doing the one thing with Bryce, going down to the music festival.
Have you been to the Sphere in Vegas yet?
No, we were thinking about going out there. I think we may go out in January. I want to go out there and see the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. The hotel that I stayed at the last 2 times I've been out there, from the balcony, you can see the Sphere. And it makes me extraordinarily, childlike happy.
Yes.
Just, especially when they put the little smiley face on
whenever the dude's up there and have you ever watched him watch a plane come in for a landing?
I have.
That's
I sat there. The first time I stayed in that hotel, I just sat there mesmerized for hours watching him out the window. And it like childlike wonder, man. Like, I just want to sit there and watch that fucking thing all day. I haven't got to see a concert in there yet, and I want to really bad, but it's just fucking cool. And the Wizard of Oz thing looks awesome.
I definitely want to see Wizard of Oz. I guess it was just announced. I guess that Gwen Stefani has got back with the band.
Yeah.
So
with the band that you can't name another member of, and nobody else in the world can either.
But they're good. No Doubt's good though.
But if they hired 3 schmucks off the street and called them No Doubt, would you know the difference?
The only one that I would probably know is the one that was a guitarist that she dated. And that's mainly because he was featured in a video. And he's been in a lot of the interviews.
Know that fucking guy.
I can't tell you his name.
Yeah. I mean, they make a big deal out of shit like that a lot of times, but man, I don't know. There's a fucking, this is a tangent, sorry. There's a documentary on Netflix called Hired Guns, and it is about basically the music industry and how, like, let's say Alice Cooper. Okay, Alice Cooper travels with a full band, but it's a different fucking group of guys sometimes every night, or whatever. And those guys are on playing Wembley Stadium, and they got paid $300 tonight. Or whatever,
There's one on there. I'll try to see if I can figure out what it is. But it goes through like all the hits from like the 50s all the way up to like the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. And every single one of them are the studio musicians. They're not the fuckers that were out there. I mean,
fuck yeah, they are.
They're like, they got Grammys and nobody will ever know who they are. I can't remember what it is. They got this really cool name, but there's
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like in the 70s, they played every single fucking hit. Was them.
All right, so you're a tightwad on anything you buy for yourself. Do you, like, I'm sure we've talked about this. If you go eat out, are you looking at the menu trying to say, no, you're just digging in.
But I tell you, here's the thing, is if I'm with Dixie or I'm with friends, in other words, if I'm in a social setting or it's something with Dixie, I'm going to get whatever I want.
Yeah.
If I were to just roll up in there, and I know this is fucking true. It's sad, but it's true. If I rolled up in there by myself to eat lunch or dinner, I'm going to pay attention to the fucking prices.
Yeah.
If it's not, I ain't. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to go right on.
And does that translate the same to a super high-end steakhouse versus McDonald's? If you drive through McDonald's, you're going to order a fucking dollar menu?
No.
And will you drive across town, or will you drive any distance for cheaper gas?
No, I think that's the most fucking stupid thing.
Okay, good. At least we're on the same page there.
Now, what I will do is if I'm traveling, I usually will have an app up. It's called Around Me, that I may drive I may go on past an exit or two to get to.
That makes you one of them people.
But yeah, I am not. But to me, it's not quite that, because I'm still heading the same direction.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, I mean, here's the thing. If I said, hey, Jarrod, if you drive 10 more miles up there, then you could save $5. And you're doing nothing else. You're still pulling off to get a gas.
If I'm doing nothing else, then yeah, sure.
That's the reason I do it. Now, one thing that will drive me fucking batshit crazy, and one time that sometimes I'll get into a little bit of trouble whenever I'm driving with, especially on the interstate. If that gas station is not right off the interstate, you've just caused me an inconvenience. So if I have to get down and then get off and then drive a half a mile or a mile or, God forbid, 3 miles to get there, that sets me into a tailspin. I struggle to recover from, like, if I get off the interstate to get gas, I should be able to see it. So I will miss a lot of times, because if I'm driving and I can't see it setting off the interstate or see the sign, I'm going to go, well, I know I only got 2 miles and it says 10, but let's see if we can make it.
I had that problem this weekend. So this all kind of came about because a reptile friend of mine. So when you sell snakes at a show, you sell them out of deli cups, basically these little clear cups that you put a snake in, sort of like you'd buy chicken liver in at the grocery store or whatever,
Worms,
whatever, in these little clear cups. And it's funny, it's a little boutique industry to sell deli cups that are pre-punched with air holes to the reptile crowd. So there's a company that does that. Anyway, they're expensive as fuck. They're like $1 a cup. But you're talking about you're selling a $100 snake, so $1 a cup. It's not a big fucking deal. But
what do you pay, a nickel?
Huh?
Otherwise, nickel, and then you have to punch your own holes.
No, they'd probably be 50 cents or something if you wanted to punch your own holes. But
Yep.
and anyway, so we got in this big conversation at the Reptile Show about, do you wash your deli cups after the show? Or do you just throw them away and use a new one next time? And so these cups, I timed it the other day. It takes, to wash 100 cups, it takes about 4 hours.
What?
How
clean do the cups need to be?
Dumb.
Done.
It's just an undertaking because you got to wash them, you got to dry them. If you don't dry them, they get spotted up. Anyway, I've sworn I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah.
Because at $25 an hour,
you're paying the 50-cent convenient tax.
Yes, or whatever. But we were all having this big discussion, and some of the guys are like, "Oh no, those are way too expensive." Well, you're selling $1,000 fucking snake, okay?
Yeah,
it's not too expensive to buy a $1 deli cup.
Yeah.
And
what
anyway,
is that, like 0.1%?
Yeah, it just struck me what some people will wrap themselves up in, and it translates to a little bit of everything.
Oh, absolutely, because people will spend way more money. Like, to me, the gas is the best example of that. That sort of like driving on the interstate or something, but I know people that will drive from Ashland or drive from, say, Flatwoods or something. They'll drive 15, 20 miles one way to save 5 cents on gas.
Yep.
If you've worked the numbers out,
yep.
Tell me that makes sense.
Yeah. Labor's another one that people fuck themselves on all the time. Like, we have a mutual friend, and he actually, I think, listens to this, so I'm going to call him out. Theron Conley owns a gym. Probably shouldn't say his name. Anyway, our buddy Theron owns a gym. Love him. He's got an awesome gym. He works in there every day, just hanging around the counter, taking memberships and doing shit like that. I was, Theron, fucking hire somebody, pay him $12 an hour to sit there. You can go do something else with your more than $12 an hour valuable time. And he kind of said, well, that's expensive or whatever. And I try to impress upon him that he could fucking open a second gym or whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't see it that way. And maybe he's got it fucking figured out.
So all he's done is he's bought himself a job.
He bought himself a job. Yeah. But if that's what he wants and it makes him happy to be in the gym, and I guess at some point you have to feel like you are the value of a gym, especially if you're, if you own a gym and you're a big buff dude, and people come in and go, "Whoa!"
You sit there and you're like, "Oh, I can do that here,
like that here." So maybe that's a great thing. But anyway, Theron, hire fucking help. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure he can get somebody that looks somewhat similar to him that would want to work there for his $10-12 an hour.
So I try to be very cognizant of being stupid with my own savings, I guess. I try not to, I guess, what is it? My dad says gag on a gnat and swallow an elephant. Because I will do that. I will overlook huge things and get really caught up in little tiny things. But I'm trying to be a much better person at it. And I think not analyzing nickels on the dollar menu at McDonald's is probably going to be my next thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think that I would say I'll probably do something like that too, because to me, like stressful, like in real estate, we'll call them fires. Whenever shit goes. That bothers me in the least. Like I'll get a little anxious in the moment, and I want it's like, okay, let's figure this out. But I thrive in that kind of environment, and to me, that's almost like swallowing the elephant. It's like, oh, I know how to take that elephant down.
Yeah. Yep.
But that gnat, it got caught in the back of my throat. Now it's tickling my tonsil.
What?
No, I need that thing out of here. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Because I'm about to order probably $80 or $90 in DoorDash, and today at lunch I was calculating things off the fucking dollar menu at McDonald's to eat for like $6.
To me, that's hilarious because I know what you DoorDash every day.
Yeah. But if I'm in the drive-thru, I'm gonna look at the fucking thing and go, well, double cheeseburgers for $1.
But if it's DoorDash,
two
you're
for
like,
one on
premium service, premium delivery.
Yeah, 2 for 1
all
on
the
filet
tip.
fish. Whatever.
But I will do the same thing. I can be swayed by a good deal.
Yeah, and all the girls, if any of the girls that work for me are with me, they all have this fucking McDonald's app thing where they can get hold on, I'll get the code. I can get 10% off or whatever.
Yeah. But that's the thing for me is that now that's one thing I'll do is I will drive around town to avoid going to McDonald's. I mean, McDonald's is going to be my last resort of
I like
fast
McDonald's.
food.
I like it.
No chance.
I like Burger King. I like all fast food. I can't think of any fast. What fast food do you hate? McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Really?
I mean, I can eat there because you know what
Yeah.
it is, but to me, it's just so bland. If I'm going to get fast food burger wise, I'm preferably going to probably do Wendy's if it's one of the fast food type things.
Wendy's shows $40.
Yep. Love me some Wendy's.
So, real quick, I'll put this. I love this story. I love it. This is from the. I'm not sure. This guy may be an asshole. I don't really know anything about this guy other than I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad way back when. I don't know if you ever read it.
Yep.
Anyway, one of the things, I think it was actually his second book, he was talking about when you're considering McDonald's, you should go to McDonald's and you should get a hamburger and you should go sit at the table and you should eat that hamburger. And while you're sitting there, you should realize that McDonald's made 1 million of those hamburgers last year. And they all had the same exact bread toasted to the same, or at the same exact, cooked the same exact way, the same exact beef sourced from this spec, the same onions, the same this, the same that, same everything. And they did all this times 10 million, and they trained 16-year-old children to do it.
Yeah.
And my fucking camera went off.
Said it's seen enough of you.
Yeah, son of bitches.
That is the good thing about a chain, though, right? Is the fact that you decide to get you a McDonald's hamburger in Tupelo, New Jersey, or wherever.
I think it's Mississippi.
Yeah, I bet there's a Tupelo, New Jersey
There probably
too.
is.
but
it's the same exact fucking hamburger.
It's going to taste the same thing. It's like, oh shit, I ate that last week. Exactly the same thing.
And that's why. And the gist of that story for him was, you can open a restaurant. A schmuck can open a restaurant and have a better hamburger than McDonald's has. But you can't have a better fucking system than they have.
Well, yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's not about building a better hamburger. It's about building a better system to deliver hamburgers to the masses.
That's why McDonald's, the McDonald's brothers did not take it.
Yep.
It was Ray Kroc.
Yep. Fucking guys. Anyway, sorry, that's completely off the rails. And now I'm going to order $80 worth of DoorDash, and we're going to call this a night.
Giddy up.